Charlie Kirk didn't die from natural causes at the old age he deserved, but he didn't exactly die from a gunshot either. The bullet was just the symptom, because he died from something far more regrettable. What really killed Charlie Kirk was identity politics. If you think I'm being dramatic, let me take you back to 2016, before the culture wars went completely off the rails, when Dr. Jordan Peterson, who has since gone off the deep end himself, warned us of this exact thing happening. He said that the rise of identity politics on the radical left shared philosophical DNA with the radical left authoritarians of history, like Maoist China, and that millions had already died under that ideology's earlier iterations. He was laughed at. The idea of modern-day progressives killing over their beliefs wasn't taken seriously. But the fact of the matter is, Charlie Kirk wasn't even the first death of this kind. Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, assassinated in cold blood. Identity politics doesn't just fracture public discourse, it fuels extremism. And if we don't course correct soon, I fear Charlie Kirk will not be the last. Let me be clear about my claim. Identity politics is not progress. It is collectivism dressed in virtue. The arc of Jordan Peterson is one of inspired greatness to lunacy, but in no uncertain terms, he deserves credit for calling that shot. We used to aim for a colorblind society. Remember that? Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream? The one about judging people by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin? I had the privilege of meeting Dr. King's son, MLK III, during a retreat in Africa. He was gracious, open-hearted, and resolute. The King family still stands by that original vision. If you look at what's happening today, not through cable news sound bites, but the real world, you'll see that MLK's dream is now being inverted. On college campuses, dorms are being segregated by race. There are new alerts like ebony alerts and feather alerts, implying that people will care more if they identify with the skin color. This is what we're calling progress? As for the subject of reparations, I get the emotion behind it, at least to the degree that I can imagine. But let's be straight up, the logic there is that the past was so unfair that the solution isn't just to be fair from now on, it's to be unfair in a whole new way. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely for sensible affirmative action, as it used to be, a tool for creating access and fairness, but I am not for critical race theory and other forms of identity politics. I'm for love, fairness, and compassion. I don't care about your skin color, I care about your soul, about your thinking, and about your values. I'm not a fucking cis white guy. I'm a guy, and you're just a person too. We're all part of the human race, and pretending otherwise is hurting us, not helping us. Identity politics is how we ended up with presidential nominees like Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump. It's how we end up with political candidates pretending to be Native Americans to get votes. We're no longer allowed to evaluate each other by the collection of our beliefs. It's now collectivism. You should be allowed to be pro-gun, even if you're on the left. And you should be allowed to be pro-abortion if you're on the right. You should be able to be anti-illegal immigration if you're on the left and be pro-climate change innovation if you're on the right. But now we suffer from ideological fascism. That's what it is, really. It's just called identity politics. I couldn't possibly care about anyone's skin color. Modern progressives, though, they care a fuck ton. You know who else cares a fuck ton about skin color? Racists, white supremacists. Doesn't that serve as a basic litmus test? Historically, the people who care so much about skin color are the bad guys. Let that sink in for a second. Progressives no longer understand that progress is baked into the name. Progress was legalizing interracial marriage. Progress is LGBTQ rights becoming mainstream. Progress is legalized pot. Equal voting rights, the ADA. Progress is Beyonce winning a country music award in a genre born in the old Confederate South. But we're losing the war on ideas because now progress looks like biological men in women's sports, biological men in women's prisons, wealth redistribution by force, critical race theory taught in public schools, and defund the police being taken seriously. These are bad ideas. They're the opposite of progress. It's chaos cloaked as compassion. Here's what I teach at my retreats and in my high-performance coaching. Critical thinking. Bullshit outcries subtract from the real problems that we need to take seriously, like climate change, the public health crisis, homelessness, and addiction, to name just a few. We need real solutions, not cosmetic ones. So here's the uncommon sense. We're not where we want to be as a society. Things could be more fair. There are still some wrongs to make right. I don't know what it's like to be anything other than a white guy, and I never will. But we have come a long way, and groupthink and tribalism are driving us the opposite way. Start evaluating our leaders by what they believe, not what demographic boxes they check, and stop resorting to violence as an extreme manifestation of cancel culture. That is what happened to Charlie Kirk. He got silenced, killed by cancel culture. He was murdered by identity politics. It's time we opt out as a society. It's time we do exactly what Charlie Kirk spent his life doing, elevating the level of critical thinking in America and disagreeing civilly under the freedoms guaranteed to us by this great nation. Freedoms we now find under attack.